My name is Joseph Walters, WDAD for External Relations. Just a couple quick housekeeping rules before we get started. Please make sure to silence your cell phones. We don't want those going off in the middle of remarks. For our questions, our question askers, please wait until the end of the remarks to ask your questions. There is a microphone to my right, your left, that you can step to get your question asked. And immediately following this press conference, Coach Malone will be available in our media room there for some more personalized individual questions. All right? Again, greetings everyone. Thank you to our alumni, students, campus partners, and media for joining us today. This is an exciting moment for the Hampton University family and the Hampton Football program. Today represents our commitment to excellence, growth, and competing at the highest levels in the Coastal Athletic Association. And we're proud to welcome a leader with championship experience, deep football knowledge, and a clear vision for developing young men on and off the field. Hampton Football is moving forward, and today is a big step in that journey. To officially begin today's program, it's my honor to introduce the leader of our institution whose support and vision continue to elevate Hampton University. Please join me in welcoming the 13th president of Hampton, President Darrell K. Williams.
All right, good morning, everyone, again, and happy holidays to you all. I wish we could have done this when the campus was still buzzing and students were still here, but we did it as quickly and as thoroughly as we possibly can, and we believe we arrived at just the right solution. But thank you for braving the cold weather here in Hampton Roads, at least for this time of year. But make no mistake about it, although it's a little cold outside, it's shining on Hampton University. Let's start with a round of applause. And I've already forewarned you to not leave me out there hanging, and so I'm going to start out with 1868 is when this excellence began. And on behalf of the over 44,000 alumni across this great country, over 4,600 students, our brilliant faculty, staff, and our administrators, our entire campus community, the city of Hampton, thank you for attending today. And then Hampton Roads community and friends and supporters of Pirate Nation everywhere, welcome to our home by the sea. And so here at Hampton, our motto and our North Star is the motto, the standard of excellence, and an education for life. And it's a place where daily we strive to build leaders of character and where the vision remains to deliver the #1 student experience in America. Allow me to just do a few recognitions. And so first and foremost, allow me to welcome the First Lady of Hampton University, Ms. Myra R. Williams. A round of applause, please. Representing our Board of Trustees, Trustee Calvin Butts. Thank you for your continued support. All of our Hampton University faculty and administrators, our Executive Vice President, our Senior Vice President, and others, thank you. And then a special shout out to Mr. Leonard Sledge from the City of Hampton and Economic Development. Thank you for being here today. So tremendous university as well as support from our local community. Well, speaking of the holiday season, Christmas just arrived a little bit early for Hampton University. We've got a new football coach, and I believe his name is Van Malone. And so just an initial welcome to him. One more round of applause for Van, please. Thank you. You'll hear from him shortly. I began my comments by talking about our motto and about our values and the vision for the university, because these qualities were embedded in the criteria of our national search for a new football coach. Just as important as the X's and O's and the experience that he brings is the character of the leader that we wanted to bring aboard. And after an extensive national search, discussion with my athletic director, key members of the Board of Trustees, we are extremely confident that we have hired the football coach and leader who will usher in a new era of Hampton University championship caliber football. The standard of excellence is more than a motto at Hampton University. We put in the work, we attract the very best and brightest, we do our due diligence, and we expect to win at everything that we do, both academically and athletically. Thus, we owe this university, our alumni, our student athletes, and the Hampton Roads community the very best chance for success, and that is why we've hired Van Malone. He's a proven winner, a beloved coach if you talk to those who know him. He's a mentor, he's a master teacher, and he's a leader with enormous experience. He has played and coached at the highest levels, and he's been a part of numerous championship programs. And so as president, I personally could not be more pleased, and I'd like to welcome he and his beautiful wife, Nidra, to the Pirate family. Nidra, would you please stand? Please give her a round of applause. Welcome to the university. So, Coach, I'm aware that championships are won by organizations, not just coaches and players. You have the full support of my entire administration, the Board of Trustees, and the athletic department. To alumni around the country, let's get excited and let's support this coach and this team and help make all of our athletic teams even more successful. To the players, many of whom could not be here today, and to those who are considering coming to Hampton University, let's build something special. May God bless Hampton University and our home by the sea. May he bless this new coach and his family as he comes to elevate us to a new level of competitiveness. May he bless our players, the ones that are currently on the team, and all of those out there who are considering coming. And may God continue to richly bless the United States of America. Coach, welcome to Hampton University. Let's go win some football games.
All right, up next we will hear from Director of Intercollegiate Athletics, Anthony D. Henderson Sr.
Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for joining us for a truly, truly special day in Hampton University Athletics. Today marks an important new chapter in our football program and the entire Hampton community. Our alumni, our students, our loyal fans, and our proud legacy of athletic excellence. It's my honor to officially introduce the 23rd head coach of Hampton University, Coach Van Malone. Before I go any further, it's important to recognize people who played a vital role in this process and making today possible. First, Mr. President, finishing up my third year here at Hampton University, and your unwavering support and leadership since I've been here throughout this process, couldn't ask for anything more, so thank you. Our Board of Trustee members, full support of our Board of Trustees, but specifically Sashi Brown, Calvin Butts, Derek Lewis. As we went through this process, their guidance, their engagement, their vision for Hampton football and their support of me would not have been possible if we wouldn't have been able to get Van if it was not for them. And this was truly a collaborative effort. Search committee, sitting here in the front row. Really appreciate you all. Senior VP, Mr. Robert Pompey, Deputy AD Derek Price, Deputy AD Alicia Tucker. Your time, your commitment, your insight in helping find the leader for our next head football coach and our student athletes is very, very much appreciated. And then finally, extending my appreciation to Mr. Herb Courtney, Herb is the man behind the scenes, runs Renaissance search firm, ran interference for us for all the people that were calling for this job. But thanks, Herb, for your help and your leadership as well. So when we announced the leadership change in November, we committed to a comprehensive national search to find the very best leader for Pirate football, someone who could honor Hampton's proud traditions while positioning us to compete for championships in the Coastal Athletic Association and also putting us on the national stage as an HBCU. We consulted with campus leadership, former student athletes, key stakeholders to ensure we identified a coach whose values, vision, and track record aligned with Hampton's standard of excellence. From the outset, our profile was clear. We were looking for a transformational leader, an elite teacher of the game, a culture builder, a program CEO who believes just as strongly in academic success, character, and community impact as in wins and losses. Coach Malone quickly emerged as a standout candidate. His 23 years of coaching experience, including his recent role as assistant head coach, defensive pass game coordinator, and cornerbacks coach at Kansas State. His reputation for building accountability-driven cultures and his history of competing and winning at the highest levels of college football made it clear he was the right fit for Hampton University. Throughout the interview process, Coach Malone impressed everyone he met with his clear vision, his detailed plan, and his development process for our student athletes. His deep-rooted respect for Hampton University's mission and its HBCU heritage. He articulated a blueprint centered around discipline, unity, holistic development, backed by a proven record of recruiting, player development, staff leadership, and consistently reaching postseason play at his previous institutions. This combination of character and experience and competitive edge is exactly what we needed when we began this search. Coach Malone also brings with him a perspective of someone who has competed at the highest levels of our game. As a defensive back at the University of Texas from 1990 to 93, he was an All-American and All-Southwest Conference performer who helped lead the Longhorns to a Southwest Conference championship. His success also continued on Sundays, where he was selected in the second round of the NFL draft by the Detroit Lions, played 4 seasons in the league, including playoff appearances in 94 and 95, and was recognized for his impact on special teams, being nominated for the Pro Bowl. That experience as a high-level student athlete and professional player informs the standard he will set for our young men here at Hampton University. Coach Malone's coaching resume is equally as impressive, spanning more than 2 decades across some of the nation's most competitive college football programs. He has served in key leadership roles at institutions including Kansas State, SMU, Oklahoma State, Tulsa, North Dakota State, Western Michigan, and North Texas, consistently with defensive backs while coordinating defensive pass games and helping to build units that performed at a championship level. During his time at Kansas State, he was part of multiple bowl teams and helped the Wildcats win the Big 12 championship and claim a spot in the college football playoff, further cementing his reputation as a teacher, recruiter, and a culture builder. That breadth of experience in developing all-conference NFL-caliber players to coordinate successful defenses in elite conferences positions him exceptionally well to lead the Hampton football program into the next era. We are proud to welcome Coach Malone, his wife Nidra, 3 sons, Vaughn, Vincent, to Pirate Nation. We're excited for the future of Hampton football under his leadership and confident he will return the program to the standard of excellence that supporters expect in the classroom, in the community, and on the field. Please join me in giving a warm Hampton welcome to Coach Van Malone. First act of business. Yes.
First of all, we all come up here with these speeches that we've written out, and I've been writing mine for many years. And so I just hope that you will allow me to encourage me to stay on this script, right? Because when you get emotional and you get into this position, right, sometimes I tend to jump right off the script. So pray for me as I stay on this script for just a minute. Good afternoon. First of all, I want to thank God for this opportunity. Next, and I promised some people the other day, no, I promised myself the other day that I had to do this one. And if you don't know what that means, don't worry. You'll get it later, right? I'm so happy to be here at our home by the sea, right? To my family, my wife, Nidra, and my sons, Van, Vaughn, and Vincent, I'm so grateful for your support over the years as we targeted our lives toward this journey. To my extended family, too many names, too numerous for me to call you by name. I thank you also for your support in this journey. Here I am, I'm about to jump off script, but I want to thank President Williams. So when I started to investigate this opportunity, I looked on YouTube and I saw the President and the First Lady, and I saw their YouTubes around this campus. And I saw the students and their reaction to these people. And I said, this is the right place, right? Just from those videos and their love and their passion for Hampton University, I said, this is the right place. Let me jump back on script. To Athletic Director Henderson, the past few days, we don't eat much. We hadn't eaten much, but we've been with each other. And it's been an incredible experience because I've been watching the man who aligns perfectly with who I am. And I couldn't be more excited for this opportunity to be able to work with you. To the board, to everyone at Hampton University for entrusting me with the leadership, the keys to this program, this football program. I understand that Hampton University is different. This institution has produced leaders, scholars, and change makers for more than 150 years. Excellence. I've heard that word more in the last week than I've heard it in many years. But I really believe it means something here. It means something in my life. And so I'm proud to be a part of a program, of an institution that is built on excellence. That was off script, just so you know. It's not just a slogan here, excellence. It's not just a slogan, it's a standard. And when you wear Hampton across your chest, that means that you are excited to be a part of something bigger than yourself. And that's what I'm about at this moment in my life. I'm honored to stand here today. And I'm totally ready to go to work. Hampton Football, just so you know, has a proud legacy. Conference championships, NFL players, and men who went on to succeed long after the game ended. My responsibility, and I don't take it lightly, my responsibility is to honor that legacy while building and pushing us to the next chapter. So let me be very clear about who we are. We're going to outwork you. Right? That's very important to me, that our team, we're going to outwork you. And what that means is we're going to start fast and we're going to finish strong. Hampton has always been built on discipline and preparation, and those values, they won't change. We'll train with a purpose, we'll prepare with intent, and when the fourth quarter comes, those habits, they won't separate from us. We're going to out-hit you, right? That's a mantra. A.D. Henderson talked about who I was back as a player many years ago. But one thing I stood on is that at the end of the game, you know you played against Van Malone. And that's what I want to pass on to our team, right? The physical nature of the game. I was at the basketball, off script again, I was at the basketball game the other night, and one of the things that I continually heard those basketball coaches say to those players is, you better be physical. You're not physical enough. You got to be physical. Well, that's who I am. So that was music to my ears as I heard that. When opponents line up against us, they know they're going to be playing some physical Pirates, and you can bet on that. Next thing that we will do is we will outsmart our opponents, right? We're going to outsmart our opponents. Very important to me that our players don't do things to disrupt the process. They don't do things to allow us to beat ourselves. The opponent is going to be hard enough. We don't want to do things to disadvantage ourselves. That's important to me. Everything we do will be let me pause. This is what happens when you get off script. I want you to understand, I'm going to rewind. We're going to outwork, we're going to out-hit, and we're going to outsmart our opponents, right? That's what we're going to do as Hampton football players, right? Everything we do will be grounded in relationships, will be grounded in accountability, will be grounded in our standards. We're going to graduate our players, because that's very important to me. I've heard some of the things that I've done as a player, but if I didn't go to class, if I didn't take care of my business academically, I wouldn't be standing here in front of you today. And I think it's important that our student athletes, that our football players understand that, right? That you are here to get an education. And again, when we talk about excellence, I always say to my players, you put your name on that paper. You signed your name when you went into that classroom. You are in Mrs. Johnson's class, and it's important for me, just like it would be in the weight room, that you give every ounce of your effort, right, to her in the progress of accomplishing your degree. And that's an important thing, and it's always been important to me, but it'll be important to our staff as well. To our current players, you're the foundation of this program. You're carrying the legacy forward, and my job is to serve you. I believe that as a coach. My job is to serve the student athletes who are under my charge. My job is also to challenge you and to help you become champions in life. It's not just about football. I want to challenge you to become champions in life. To our alumni and our former players, you built this. We respect you, we honor you, and we want you back connected. I was talking to some former players the other night, and sometimes former players, they feel like when a new head coach comes in, they're shut out. Well, that's not the case here, right? I want former players to be a part of our program again. We want to honor your legacy because you built this. And we want to move forward together. To the Tidewater community and the coaches in the area, Hampton University will be visible, will be accessible, and will be invested in this community. We're going to have strong roots right here at home. That's important to me. And to the Pirate Nation, our fans, our supporters, you need to get ready, because you're going to see a team that plays with pride, that plays with passion, that plays with intelligence, that plays with toughness. Again, we're going to outwork, we're going to out-hit, we're going to outsmart our opponents. You do that, that's a process, right? And I've had the good fortune over the years, throughout my career, I've had the good fortune of being able to understand that process. And I want to give it to our players every single day. I'm so excited to be here. This speech, sometimes I lose sight of this speech. I just want to grab the mic and run up and down the rows to let you know how excited I am to be here, how excited I am to continue the storied tradition of Hampton football, to continue the legacy of this great institution. I need all your support as we lock arms to go on this journey to extend not just one championship, but to extend the legacy of championships here at Hampton University. Thank you for being here today. Go Pirates.
Q&A. All right, at this time, we will have a few moments to ask Coach Malone a few questions. And just to remind you, the microphone, this gentleman to my right, your left, has the microphone.
Just keep the mic out of my wife's hands. Don't be scared. We have a question.
How you doing? I'm Trey with the Virginian Pilot. Nice to meet you. But
Nice to meet you.
I guess first question, you kind of touched on it earlier, kind of what made Hampton the right place for you when you were evaluating, I guess, your interest in this position?
Again, man, that is not a difficult question, but I appreciate it. Again, when I looked at the leadership, right, that's what's happening today. When I looked at the leadership of this institution, it didn't take me long to understand the passion of President Williams. It didn't take me long to understand the passion of the athletic director here. And for me, like, all you got to do is look in the history, right? All you got to do is look in the history of this alumni base. This alumni base is a supportive alumni base. This is about the third time I've heard President Williams say, we expect to win. I'm a winner. I expect to win. So I like to be around people who want to win, who expect to win. And so for me, when this opportunity came about, I couldn't resist it. I couldn't turn it down. I chased for it. And that's why I'm here.
Coach, welcome to the city of Hampton.
Great to be here.
On behalf of our mayor, Jimmy Gray, our city council, our city manager, Mary Bunting, and 138,000 people who call the city of Hampton home, welcome. This is your home as well now, and to your wife and your family. Coach, we believe that Hampton University is Hampton's university. Can you please touch on, from your prior experience, what we can expect a little more in terms of how you will have the football program to engage our broader community, just again so that we can all grab more onto that mantra that Hampton University is Hampton's university. Thank you. Thank you.
So for me, I believe that we have to affect the players. We have to affect them spiritually. We have to affect them athletically, of course. We have to affect them academically, but we also have to affect them socially. And when you talk to a young person today, when you say socially, they grab their phones because they're talking about social media, or so they think. Well, no, I mean, I want our young people to understand that you are a part of the community, that you have a platform that when you walk across the campus, surely when you walk across the campus, everybody wants to be a part of your world. But when you leave the campus and you're in the greater community, the same thing happens. For us, we want to be in the community in terms of in the churches in the area. We want to be a part of, because when I was a student athlete, it was important for me to give back to the community, for me to speak to young people. We want to start a program where we go into the communities and our guys read to elementary students, right? Because if I'm a football player and I walk into a third grader, right, it's unbelievable, that presence. But we want to make that impact in our community. And I think you have to show, as a coach, I have to show our student athletes how important that is. I have to train them that they understand, especially young people, especially kids in the elementary schools, or looking up to you. But there are people who come and sit in those seats who support you, right? That you have to go back and reach out to them to be a part of their lives. So as best as we can, we want to be a part of community events, but very easy for me to say that we're going to be a part of elementary schools, setting up programs to read to young students. That's what I've done in the past, and that's something that I think affects the community, affects the young people in the fastest way. But anything you need from us, just let me know. We're there. I never seen a place where we didn't have as many questions, right? Thank you.
Going once, going twice. All right, so immediately following this media, Coach Malone will be available over in the media room for some individualized and personalized questions. To everybody, thank you all again for being here. Your continued support of the Department of Athletics and Hampton Football is always received very well. We appreciate it. And welcome again, Coach Malone. We're excited to have you here. Everybody else, that concludes today's press conference. We appreciate you for coming out. Good night, God bless, and go Pirates.